To differentiate from my normal videos, today I wanted to talk about something I've not really brought up too much on the channel, but it is on my thoughts about the future of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Over the past few days we've been hearing information about Mojang wanting to implement some smaller parity changes to Minecraft Bedrock Edition. That's why in this video I'm going to be taking a little bit of time to talk about the future of Bedrock Edition, about my thoughts, the community's thoughts, and talking about what I believe will be happening over the next coming years. Of course, this is speculation and my opinion. Be sure to let me know yours down below in the comments. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Just as a bit of context before we go any further, Minecraft Bedrock Edition has been, personally, my favourite version of Minecraft ever since I was growing up. I started on the OG Pocket Edition and I played that for quite a few years until I got my new Xbox 360. After that it was PlayStation 4, then Java Edition, and obviously now still till this day I play all versions of Minecraft. And over the years playing all versions, seeing some of the updates, I've noticed some really interesting changes I want to bring up in this video, along with some more recent things I believe could be an indication as to the future of Bedrock Edition. Firstly, I just want to say that I do not see why Mojang ever created Bedrock Edition, and that's a strong statement and that's a very strong thing to say, but I will back up why I think this. The console versions of Minecraft are well remembered now nostalgically for being some of the best versions of Minecraft. We all remember the OG versions of Minecraft with the tutorial worlds and all of this cool stuff, the mini games, right? It was awesome. But since the transition to Bedrock Edition, it almost feels like the soul of Minecraft has been taken out of it. I'm going to try and avoid talking about the UI because many regular people here on the channel may know how much I care about this, but as we can see, indicated by the user interface and the menus and the layout, we can see that Minecraft Bedrock Edition is not intended for any specific device, but it has been made with the idea of portability in mind, meaning all of Minecraft Bedrock Edition is not intended for consoles, but also is intended for mobile devices, and this is one of the biggest issues for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Mojang did this with the intention to make things a bit easier for them, having to manage the game over so many consoles and mobile devices, but I believe all this has done is complicate things for them a little bit. Strangely, along with the introduction of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, basically removing so many console specific versions of Minecraft and making them all in this universal Bedrock Edition, Mojang came out with the announcement that they intend to add full parity with Java to Bedrock Edition. And as we know today, this is something which is being widely ignored right now, and that is because of the limitations of mobile devices. That is right, our console versions of Minecraft, the ones we buy on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, all of these console versions of Minecraft are currently being restricted by Pocket Edition. And I feel like I don't have to say this, but I'm going to anyway. I do not have anything against Minecraft Pocket Edition, before anyone may think that. I grew up playing that version of Minecraft and I'm very, very nostalgic towards it. But looking at it from an outside perspective, as someone with no personal preferences or bias, I can clearly see that without Pocket Edition being a part of Bedrock, it would be so much further ahead of where it currently sits. Now let's use dual wielding as an example. It would be nowhere near as complicated for Mojang to introduce dual wielding to Bedrock Edition if Pocket Edition was not a part of it. And that is because if they wanted to implement dual wielding to consoles, it would be quite simple. The left trigger is for the left click, the right trigger is for the right click, left and right, left hand, right hand. It's just like Java Edition. It's very, very simple. But the problem comes in with Pocket Edition. Implementing dual wielding to Pocket Edition would not only require an updated user interface, which would then also have to match up with the console editions of Minecraft, but it would also have to be very well thought out and planned by Mojang before they even thought of implementing it to Pocket Edition. Let's just create a hypothetical scenario and imagine that console editions are still a thing and Bedrock was never created. Can you imagine how much easier it'd be for Mojang to implement dual wielding into each specific console version of Minecraft if Pocket Edition was not there? At the moment, Mojang are currently being bottlenecked to what they can work on as a result of Pocket Edition. But with that being said, there's also one more thing I want to talk about, which could be a clear-cut indicator as to where Bedrock Edition is going, and that is the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. These are the brand new next generation consoles, right? They're brand new, stronger than a lot of things out there, and as a result can play games a lot better. Back before the release of the new consoles, we were actually shown an official version of Minecraft running with ray tracing on these new consoles. Here we are in 2021, actually past the 1 year anniversary of these new consoles, and there's still no ray tracing on consoles to be in sight. And a lot of people do actually believe that this is because of Pocket Edition and mobile devices. It would be difficult for Mojang to implement ray tracing because of all of the different consoles they have to take into account. They would have to consider restricting this for the modern consoles and Pocket Edition just so they can get it to work on the new consoles. And this brings me to my point. I believe that the future of Minecraft Bedrock Edition is quite uncertain, but there's also so many things indicating its security. Like Mojang recently added it to Game Pass for PC, basically solidifying its position as an alternative version of Minecraft. And we know that Mojang themselves love the idea of Bedrock Edition. They do not want to let this go. After so much work and years of building it up, I find it very, very hard to believe that Mojang would just let go of Bedrock Edition. But there's also an alternative future I see, and that is Mojang splitting off the new console exclusive versions of Minecraft to their own versions. You may not remember this, but back in the day it used to be console specific versions of Minecraft. So PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PS Vita. There was so many versions of Minecraft, but obviously Bedrock Edition now has collected them all under its own umbrella. But what I can personally see and imagine Mojang doing in the future is creating next generation versions of Minecraft which are only for the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox X and S. This would still allow Bedrock Edition to exist while also giving next generation players these new and exclusive features. But there's also another scenario I can imagine, and that is Mojang splitting up Bedrock Edition into its own parts. And I do not mean destroying Bedrock or breaking it apart, but what I can imagine them doing is implementing segmentation, so that there's some features they implement to Bedrock which are for specific consoles, and there's some other features they implement which are for other specific consoles. This would allow them to hold on to Bedrock Edition while also giving some specific consoles specific features. This would allow them to implement ray tracing on the new console specific versions. It would allow them to implement dual wielding on all console versions, and it would allow them to make some other specific changes to Pocket Edition. But guys, I know a lot of you out there watching these videos play Bedrock Bedrock. Be sure to let me know your thoughts about this down below in the comments and what you think will happen to Bedrock. But as I said, right now, especially after this poll about smaller parity changes, I feel like the future of Bedrock is quite uncertain. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, but it's been me, ItzJhief, everyone. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.